Hey guys, it's Caroline, career and leadership coach. And today, what I wanted to address is a question that I get asked all the time these days, and it is the job market dead? And I want to really make a video about this because it's so important for you to understand that in an uncertain job market, there are key shifts that you need to be aware of so that you can adapt your style and change how you respond to that job market. Because basically, doing the same thing that worked even 12 months ago is not going to work now anymore. And so if you just came on the job market because you have been made redundant, or your contract finished up, or if you're in between jobs for whatever reason, it might have been like 10 years since you last looked for a job, and the strategies that worked for you 10 years ago, I can promise you they are not working for you at the moment. So things have changed and you need to change. So my answer to, is the job market dead? It is shifted, and you need to shift too. There are industries that are incredibly hit, that are not moving. But on the flip side, there are industries that have to innovate. So innovation is not an option anymore. It is a necessity for businesses to survive. So with innovation comes transformation. For example, you see completely businesses transform the way they operate, taking their offline businesses online because they don't have a choice. This is their new operating way. And with that change, with that transformation, there comes massive opportunities. Now, at the moment, because it's still uncertain and because a lot of people are still not settled, a lot of businesses are not settled, there is a shift from permanent to contract. So why is that? Because a permanent comes out of a headcount budget, and contract comes out of a different budget. And so that shift gives also more flexibility for a company to scale up and down as quickly as possible and as fast as possible to really adapt to market changes. So that's the first thing that you have to understand, is that shift in the market. And the best way to really identify is to think really logically and to think like, which industries are currently going to boom? Which industries are going to grow? Where are there going to be opportunities? And those might be not your perfect opportunity. I'm going to be honest with you and straightforward. You might have really thought like, okay, I'm going to take this time to step up, to diversify into another industry and so on. So if you're in a situation where you desperately need a job, you need to think about, okay, what can I do? What skills and experience do I have? And what is the industry, the market asking for at the moment? And how can I link that up? How can I present myself so that it is really resonating with the market? What problem are they having that I can solve? So we always talk about, you have to think outside the box. And the funny thing with thinking outside the box is that a lot of people claim that they can, and a lot of people can do it also in their job, in their work. But when it's too close to home, it's so hard to think outside the box. So what I want you to do is exactly that in your personal situation. And I know you're attached to it. There is a lot involved. There is a lot of emotions going around in the world at the moment. But what I want you to do is think outside the box, like, okay, where is the money flowing? Because there is still money in the world. There is not less money in the world. There's actually even more money. So you have to think, where is that going? What can I do to really participate in that, to capitalize on that, to be part of that? So that's one element. The other element is a big shift in the candidates market. Now, we have been lucky here in Australia to be in a candidate poor market. That means that you had like relatively okayish number of candidates for the jobs that were available. So candidate was able to find a job relatively quickly. Now, we actually entered in a very extremely candidate rich market. What that does mean is that there is maybe 1 or 2 jobs available and you have hundreds of candidates that are applying online. You only have to look at LinkedIn and like see the people that are applying for those jobs, and you get demotivated because you think like, I do not stand a chance. So there is that shift in the market. And so as a candidate, you have to really think, okay, doing the traditional way of searching for a job is maybe not going to be in my best interest, is not going to deliver me the best results. So you have to think about a couple of things about diversifying your job search. How can I open back doors to companies? How can I create opportunities in the job market? How can I tap into jobs that aren't even advertised? So that is one part. But before you even think about that strategy and about diversifying your job search, you need to think about, okay, your positioning. Because as I mentioned before, it is a very competitive job market out there. You have a lot of candidates are on the job market, whether they have been end of last year, thinking like, I'm only going to take a couple of months off or over the Christmas break and start job searching again February next year. And so you have those people that were already on the market. And then in addition, you have all the people that are actually been made redundant, end of contract, and so on. So you have an increase in people. So the competition between those candidates have increased. So it is even more important for you to define your unique value proposition. And I call it also your elevator pitch for your brand, for you personally. So you have to be crystal clear what sets you apart from all these other candidates that are applying for that job. And like what you write on your resume is super important, because that is the first impression people have. And this morning I worked with a client on their pitch, on their elevator pitch. And so we were like, he created something, a first draft, and I was working with him, co-creating it, because this is what I do, co-creating. So you're the expert in what you do, I'm the expert in what I do, and together that's where the magic happens. So we were co-creating the pitch, the first draft that he did. And I said to him, like, all the elements, that is classic what that person in that job would do. So you're not really listing anything special. And so we started to unravel everything slowly. And it took time, because here's the thing. You don't see your own blind spots. Somebody else has to point them out, because otherwise you go around in circles and you think you're doing a good job, but actually you're just not moving forward. So you need to look at it from a different perspective, and you need somebody to help you to look at it from a different perspective. So you need to, when you want to stand out in a competitive market, you need to think about how you pitch yourself on your unique value proposition, your elevator pitch. And that needs to be the foundation of everything you do. And once you've got that right, and once you have your marketing material dialed in, what you can do next is diversifying your job search strategy, diversifying how you approach the market. Because if you start with that before you've done all the rest, like, it's not going to work. I can guarantee you for that. So these are the big shifts that you need to do. And yes, it's a different market, a market that nobody has ever been in. Like, I worked in a tough unemployment market of 11% back in Belgium. I worked as an executive recruiter through the GFC here. And so I've seen a lot of strategies. And even though the strategies that I use needs tweaking, because this is, again, is a different market. And I can see that corporates at the moment, they make a massive shift. And with big change, big transformation, big innovation, comes opportunities. And so it's your job to capitalize on it. And you have a choice you can make. You can choose to do.
Hello.
Oh, my Siri's popping up, by the way. Does that sometimes. You have a choice to make. You can choose to just like be paralyzed in fear and do nothing, or you can choose to actually like get your ducks in a row and actually take control of how you're positioning yourself, how you're pitching yourself in the market, and to say like, look, I'm going to raise my hand and ask for help because I have no idea how to do this. I don't know how to stand out. And you can basically take action to get closer to that. I hope this resonated. I hope this shift in the market really gave you some insight on what you need to do, what you need to get right, and how you can move forward. Because the last thing I want you to do is being stuck in the world of being paralyzed, being an ostrich popping your head in the sand, because that is not going to help, and that is not going to help you move forward. So if you like this video and this live stream, give me a thumbs up. It will help me with engagement, and it will help me spread my message with a lot more people. And so a lot of people that need to hear this message, and I love transforming and helping people reach their full potential. I also have a masterclass that is all about the current job search and the 5 steps that you can use in your job search at the moment that help my clients to land the next leadership role. Even in this market, they are getting interviews, they are landing jobs, and so they have a short-term strategy to get a stopgap job, which I call the quick and dirty, and also a long-term career strategy on how to actually bounce back from this, because you might make sacrifices on your salary, you might make compromises on certain things, but how do you get back to the level that you once were? Because that is ultra important. I cannot tell you the amount of people that I saw after the GFC, like 6 months, 12 months after, that were still blaming market conditions, even though I was placing people with the same profile, the same skills and experience in jobs, but they were stuck and they just were in the blaming game. And so I don't want you there. I want you to move out and move up from there. And to do that, I'm here to help and support you. I will pop a link below this video about the free masterclass that I have. Go and check it out. It's all about how to navigate this uncertain job market. It's free. There is nothing for sale on that masterclass neither. So it's pure value for you to understand how it all works. So I hope this helped. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm here to help and support you. I know it's a very difficult time for a lot of people. And if I have the knowledge and if I can help you, I will. Perfect. All right. Thank you so much. And I will see you in the next